we really like to say God's our marketer. I mean, it is amazing to see how many clients we have come through our protocol that just give us amazing stories like, I just felt to turn the radio on, or I woke up in the middle of the night and turned the TV on, or I had a dream, or, just total God stories. And they say that I feel like God, this is my answer to my prayer. So we always will give credit where credit is due. Now, when it comes to actual marketing and things like that, we actually have a number of different ways we do it. So John is we call him content genius, content master. This guy is incredible. He could literally memorize things and, the one take wonder. It's just so simple when you're working with that. So you can take a message and you can just figure out different streams of getting it out there. So we do a lot of TV ads. We do a lot of radio. We do a lot of strategizing when it comes to, Google and things like that. But one of our most successful things that we do are our challenges. So it's kind of become famous as far as I'm concerned, because we've had over 10,000 people go through it. It's our 5-5-5 challenge. So we challenge people, hey, we're going to spend 5 days with you for less than a cup of coffee for $5. We're going to show you how to lose one of these, which is 5 pounds of fat. So that looks like 10, but that's only 5, right? It's scary. But what we're also doing is we're sharing and we're just pouring into people. We're giving them all kinds of science. We're making it fun. We're giving them stuff that changes their life in 5 days. So they're so excited by the time they hit that 5 days because they already know they feel different. And the biggest thing too is we shift their mindset. So mindset is so important when it comes to anything in life, especially your health. So we shift people's mindsets on our challenges. And so that's really what's happening when we're doing those. But we're just so excited because more doors keep opening up to us in a number of different ways. And the company is just more successful than it's ever been. And we're just so excited about that.
Yeah. And I'll just share 2 quick things to add on to that. So, when Chelsea and I, we have a super dramatic, beautiful love story, how God brought us together. And again, she walked away from 2 very successful. I did not ask her to do it, by the way, just on her own. She said, no, honey, I want to join you in this mission. I really want to do this and help people. And that's when we changed the name to Energized Health. And we built this together. So it was us. So it was ours. And that's when it really exploded.
Yeah, we real quick, because I love this. We like to say we married our sciences because that's really what happened. Because my passion is helping people overcome trauma.
Cellular trauma.
We married them when we got married.
So we did. And I got this beautiful babe with her science too. So it is a beautiful story. But I really do want to give about, a little over a year ago, maybe, I just looked at Chelsea one day and I already had a CEO in the company. And I said, honey, you need to be the CEO. You're the smartest business person in our whole company. And we have people, nationwide that work for us. We have a big team, and all of our team members were clients first. They all had these miraculous testimonies, and then they left their jobs and came and joined us in our movement. But Chelsea, really, I'm just looking at her one day, realizing you are the smartest, most brilliant business person I've ever met in my life. Honey, you need to be the CEO. And we really had about 3 years in a row so far that we doubled every year. We doubled, then we doubled again, then we doubled again. And now I think we're even going to do more than that, this year. And part of it is, I will give credit to, I think part of it's going to be this ClickFunnels family, just the connections. Because we're kindergartners, we're little kids. We're little kids just showing up for school. We got our little, I got my Batman lunchbox, and Chelsea's got her Barbie lunchbox. We're just showing up for school, saying, "Hey, teach us our ABCs, teach us how to count to 10." And I'll tell a fun story that just happened, at the event that we met at, John, when Myron Golden got up to share on his keynote speech. He mentioned our 5-5-5 challenge. He mentioned it. Now, I'd like to say he said something nice about it, but he did not. He said, never say, you guys can go look at the replay. He said, never say you're going to lose 5 pounds in 5 days for $5. Yes, he really said it. Now, I want you to know my heart. Some people might have been offended at that, John, right? They might have been offended. which we made over $2 million. We helped a lot of people with our challenge. And in 1 year made more than 2 million just on that 5-5-5 challenge. But my heart was, how can I help more people? So I went up to Myron afterwards and I grabbed him in the hallway and I said, Myron, will you please help me? I said, I'm the 5-5-5 guy that you talked about. Can you please tell me, how can I reach more people? If that's not the best way to do it, we'll change it, because we'll do anything to help as many people as we can. And he did. He gave me a piece of advice. He said, John, you're taking people to pleasure. You should move them away from pain. He said, so slightly change your messaging. He said, that's great that you're helping that many people, but you could help more if you did this. And so the other part where God really blessed us, John, is we get invited to be television interviewed on national TV like 5, 6, 7 times a week. And that's where most of our giant growth came from, because it'd be just like you're interviewing me right now. And again, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but when people interview us, you know what ends up happening?
What's that?
They become our client.
Oh.
They become our client. Like after they interview us during the commercial break, they go, sign me up, man. Like I want this. Like I need this for my own life.
Especially after they see the testimonials.
No, they'll see testimonies. They'll talk to us and then they want to sign up. And then imagine what happens on TV. Then people see them lose 15, 20 pounds of fat and they thought they had none to lose. So they gain muscle, they're men, their testosterone goes up. So now they become our raving fan and they're our interviewer every week. So they're like our walking billboard advertisement. And so God organically did that without us lifting a pinky. We didn't make that happen. That was God that made that happen.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about that story is when John and I got married, we married our sciences, and old friends of mine came back into the picture, Jim and Tracy, and they really helped, facilitate us building this out. But the beautiful thing is, in the beginning, we were all walking by faith. I mean, we left, businesses to come try to get this thing going. And it's really cool because we actually almost went out of business in 2020 because we operated on live events. And in California, everything got shut down. So we're like, okay, we're going to have to pivot. What now? And we just started doing stuff online. And that's the reason we're nationwide now. So we're nationwide throughout this country. We have clients in every state and everything we do is online. So it's really just amazing to see like how God works.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to share because we just like to keep it real with people. No, when we say we almost went out of business, no, we had a house in California that was almost paid for, which the ugly houses in California are $2 million, by the way. But we had a house almost paid for, maybe own, I'm just being real with people. We maybe owe $200,000 or even less on it. And we were deed in lieu of foreclosure. Like we were ready to lose our house. We were ready to lose our business.
Lost a car.
Got a car repoed. My wife said, honey, there's more room in the driveway for the kids to play because my Audi is gone. Yep. Yes, goodbye. It was gone, repossessed. Like this is just real life. People think, oh yeah, it must be no, we were like that. We were down to the penny, lost a car, got the notice in 90 days, we're selling your house. That happened to us twice, by the way.
But we trusted God.
But we trusted God and we just kept, doing our thing. And I will tell the story. And guess what? We got invited on one podcast. Someone invites us on a podcast on a New Year's Day. Who's going to watch a podcast on a New Year's Day? But I'm like, yeah, I'll go on a podcast on a New Year's Day. We did a podcast on a New Year's Day and God just blew it up.
We made more money in one day than we had the previous 2 years.
Yeah. In one day, we made more than we made in 2 years. No exaggeration.
And then it just started taking off from there.
Yeah. And then it took off and God was just showing off at that point.
Yep. Right. Still is.
That's amazing. I love that. For anybody who's listening, like following your faith and God can do amazing, incredible things. I genuinely believe that's how we got connected, and I love hearing the story of how much of an impact it played in your guys' lives. That's so incredible. If you want to save time on watching all the episodes, but still get all the gold nuggets that we find from interviewing these 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs, then you can get all of that inside of the 2 Comma Club newsletter. Just go to 2ccnewsletter.com and subscribe.